Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we do have 2 o'clock and we're going to get started. My name is Samantha Mosgers and I'm the Summer Food Service Manager. We have Sarah Harmon, the Summer Food Service Consultant, and Erica Jackson, the Summer Food Service Analyst, and then also Mackenzie Wolverton, and she is doing the slides, and that's our secretary. So Sarah is going to walk you through the application, and then if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. And then at the end, we'll have some time for questions and answers. So we'll get started.
Great. Thanks, Sam. And thanks everyone for joining us and taking time out of your day. I know a lot of you are probably beginning spring break soon, or maybe not. So I really appreciate you joining us because it's nice out still. This whole week's been beautiful with spring. And so hopefully that's getting you in the summer mood. And so that's what we're going to talk about, the Sfsp Megsplus application. So just a quick, how do I participate in the summer food service program? So in order to participate, whether you're doing the extended school year or the traditional summer food service program, is you're going to have to complete that 2020 Sfsp application in Megsplus. We did send this communication out in the SNP news a few weeks ago. We talked about it in the town halls that Diane does, and we just sent another email reminder to sponsors today. So hopefully if you have any questions about initiating, please don't forget to type them in the chat so we can help you, or we'd be happy to do that offline. If you are a new sponsor or returning sponsor, it doesn't matter as far as we have a brand new training for you. It's called the Michigan Waiver Training, or the Michigan 141A, I think. And that's going to be required for all sponsors, regardless if you're new, returning, participating in extended summer food service program or traditional summer food service program. And that will be, it's about a 15-minute short training on all the updated waivers that the USDA has kind of done throughout this year. That you will complete once it's available. We're hoping for the next week or so that it will be available about April 1st for everyone to take. And then once you're done with it, you're going to upload your certificate into the Megsplus application into the miscellaneous attachment section. If you are new to your organization or are new to the summer food service program, you're going to want to make sure that you complete the Michigan 100 Sfsp online training. It's planning and administering the Sfsp, and that's the 2021 version. That again will probably be available around April 1st, just like the Michigan waiver training. And this is required if you have not attended or completed training since 2019. So if you did it last year, you technically don't have to do it this year, but you can. We encourage it every year just as a friendly reminder, because there's always little things that we kind of forget as the year goes on. And I don't know about you, but I can barely remember what I did last week as opposed to what I did a year ago. So that is available to you hopefully around April 1st. Next. So some people might be wondering, why do we have to wonder if we're picking school data or census data? And why does that matter? It's because we still need that data because we have to report that information to the USDA. So if your school qualifies or your site qualifies using school data or census map data, we still want you to select that instead of the COVID-19 eligibility on that site information page. I'm going to talk about that in just actually in the next slide. So how to determine your site eligibility with your school data. So you're going to kind of follow these directions on this page, meaning on the Sfsp website, you're going to select the How to Apply button on the lower left-hand side. Once you do that, you're going to scroll down to How to Determine Site Eligibility, which opens a new page. And on that page, it has a list of directions, whether you're selecting the school data or you're selecting the census map data. The first choice is to check out the Great Schools, where you're going to find your closest school. Now, this is if you don't know your closest school to your site. If your site is in an actual school building, you probably don't need to do this step because you know that your school site is already in that building. If it's in a park or a community center and you're not 100% sure where the closest school is to your site, you're going to want to use this Great Schools function. Once you type in the address of your site and search, you're going to want to select distance from the sort by box that's a drop-down feature for you. Now, unfortunately, we do not own the Great School site, so sometimes it does not filter properly, meaning that the closest school is going to be at the top of the information provided to you from that search. So you're going to want to scroll down a little bit to find the closest public school to your site. Once you do that, you're going to take that information and go to the next slide and type in that information into the breakfast and lunch info by school district. Thank you, Mackenzie. And once you do that, it's going to open a spreadsheet that looks like the picture on the bottom. And what you're going to use is that Control F function to find the school that you're specifically looking for. Now, be careful that if you have a school that might be a common name, you know, Burt Township School is not necessarily that, but if you have like a Williams School or something that's very familiar, or a Martin Luther King School, there might be more than one. So just kind of make sure that when you're searching for that, you're in the correct district, that kind of a thing. So you get the correct school. Once you find the school, you want to look for that free and reduced data, and that's going to be on the right-hand side of your screen in that red box. You can see that. Now below that we have 0.7600, and it's in that star. And if you were to convert that into a percentage, that would be 76%, meaning that this closest school site is eligible to be a school site using school data. When you do that, you're going to go all the way over to the left-hand side where that yellow information is highlighted, and it says 04999. That's the school building code, and that is what needs to be entered into the site information page for number 7A. So we're going to do that in just a few minutes when we go through the application. The other way to determine site eligibility is by census data, and that is where we're using our maps, either the area eligibility map or the capacity builder by the USDA. You're going to use either of those. They're linked here, and Mackenzie graciously put the presentation in the chat. So if you want to download this presentation as we're going through, please feel free to do that in the chat function. You're going to enter your address for the site in the search box on the upper left-hand corner of that, excuse me. And once you click enter or the search button, once that's done, if it's in a pink or red area, that means that site is eligible. That means on the application for the site page for 7A, you're going to select 2, census or other qualifying data. And then in the attachment section, you're going to upload a screenshot of this with a timestamp so that we know what year it was eligible, because eligibility, whether it is school data or census data, is good for 5 years. If you have any questions about that, please let us know. We're happy to help. And again, if you do have any questions as we go through, please type them in the chat. Next. So just some friendly reminders about the Megsplus application. It is available on the MEIS website, michigan.gov/MEIS. You'd scroll down to program applications and the Megsplus application. And you want to make sure that you're initiating the 2021 Sfsp application in Megsplus. Our applications run May through April. So your 2020 application that you have was good from May of 2020 through April 30th of 2021. And now this application is going to start for May 1, 2021, and it will be good through technically April 30th of 2022. You're going to make sure that you go through every page and verify that the information is complete and correct and update what is necessary. So just a real quick review on Megsplus application levels. This happened a year or two ago where we kind of modified all of the levels that you have in the application. So level 1 means that you have read-only access. I think this is a great function to have because you can still review what's going on in the application, but you can't touch any buttons to mess anything up if you're worried about that. So this is a really nice feature if you work for a food service company or you want someone to just double check what you've entered into the site or applications. Level 2 is that you have the ability to enter or edit and save data in the application, such as the site information page or the site calendars, if someone wants you to do that. The level 4 and level 5 have the ability to make those amendments, modifications, changes that kind of stuff. Level 5 will be able to submit that application. So if you're not a level 5, you won't be able to submit the application for review once it's been approved. But level 4 can basically do everything the level 5 other than submit. So getting assigned to a Megsplus application, this is when you might have the ability to initiate an application. You're going to go in and update, and then poof, the applications vanish possibly. Or if you're new to your organization, you might need to get assigned to that application, and that can be done by following these directions. I'm not going to go through it, but your level 5 user has to assign you to that application, especially if you have multiple sponsors that you work with. You're going to want to make sure that you're assigned to that application so that you can make those modifications or updates as needed. Just a friendly reminder about the quick search function in Megsplus. A lot of us are typically not in the application as much as we have been this past year. And I understand that's probably your new best friend. So I thank you for all the updates that you've been doing and working with us this past year. But just a reminder that you can use this quick search function when it's not in the process of creation, modifications in progress, or amendments in progress. So if you've submitted your application, whether it be a modification or amendment or a brand new application, or it's been approved and you can't find it in your view available application tasks, then use that quick search function to look for your application. You're going to select the CNP Summer Food Service Program for the application task from the dropdown, and then select fiscal year 2021, and you should be able to find it there. Oh, go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead forward. So friendly reminders again, application amendments typically for a traditional summer program is we have to have 72-hour notice. Now, it's been a little different with the extended summer food service program this year in schools. That's not what we're talking about. So if you're doing updates to your extended Sfsp application, then the 72 hours notice isn't that instrumental. But when we have you displayed on that meetup and eat up map, we really need you to make those amendments as soon as possible so that the correct information is displayed on the meetup and eat up map for the community and for the public. You always want to make sure that you change your status whenever you're getting your application, whether it's been approved or whether it's been returned to you for maybe a modification or an update. You always want to change your status first, because if you don't, you won't have that save button and all that work you just did will not be saved. So you're going to have to redo it. You always want to change your status before and then after you've made all your modifications or changes or updates to that application. Please utilize that review comments. It's in the upper right-hand corner with the arrow. That's how we're going to communicate with you. That's how, if there is a change or modification needed, that's how you're going to be able to do that. And you can communicate that to us as well. If you have a question or an issue, you can always type something in the review comments and we will be able to see that once you submit the application. And again, every page you go through, you want to make sure you hit the save button, because that's where all of your stuff will be stored, and then you will be able to submit your application without any errors because you've saved all that information you've updated. So the site calendar, we want you to do a couple of things. Now we know that the USDA made some waiver updates and extensions throughout September 30th of 2020, but that doesn't mean we want you to add those dates into the calendar. We want you to update your site calendar with the dates through the end of your school year, meaning if you end June 15th, we want you to add the date through June 15th of serving for the Sfsp. If you're going to serve through, I'm going to say traditional summer, meaning once school ends throughout the summer, you're going to add those dates into that site calendar as well. You're going to end the dates of that when school starts. We shouldn't see any dates in the Sfsp site calendar in September after Labor Day if your school starts. If you want to serve up until Labor Day when school starts, that's fine. Or if your school starts in August, we shouldn't see any dates after when school starts right now. We don't have guidance from the USDA to give that to you. So we do not want to see any dates after whenever your school ends or your summer food service ends this year. We have to wait for additional guidance. So please don't add that into your application, because we're going to ask you to remove all those dates if you add in September and beyond for the rest of the school year. And just a friendly FYI, in traditional summer food service program, we cannot approve retroactive dates. That's been different in the extended summer food service program, but when you're out of school, then the traditional summer food service rules and requirements are in effect. So we're going to review the 2021 Megsplus application. Okay, I believe all of you can see this now. It is the AAA test schools. So we're just going to go through this real quick. At the top of your view edit page, you're going to see application agreement materials. And what that is, it's instructions on how to complete the application. If you would like to review them, feel free. It has your Sfsp permanent application agreement, which is something that you should review and familiarize yourself with every year because that's what you're attesting to when you complete this application. We also have instructions for adding people into the mine security agreement in Megsplus. So I always think it's a good idea to start from the top down. So the first section is the sponsor and site information. So we're going to click on that sponsor information page. Hopefully. Sometimes Megsplus does take a long time to load, so just be patient and beware with it. I know I'm impatient. I always want to get it done and get there, but just be patient. It is completely normal for that to load and take a couple of moments. So don't pay attention to these page errors because obviously I need to attend these Megsplus webinars to make sure that they're not there anymore. In the top portion here, this yellow area, this information is fed in from the EEM, which is the Education Entity Master. So if you notice that there's something wrong in 1 through 4, then you need to go to EEM and update that information, the Education Entity Master. There is a link to that on the site information page, or if you just type that in, you should be able to find it through an easy Google search. If your address is a PO box in this yellow area, you want to make sure that your physical address is entered here, or if it's a different mailing address. And you know, it's really important to have that updated always, but this year we are ordering some goodies and we're going to just mail them out to you. We have some yard signs, we have meet up and eat up posters, food safety kits, and some handouts that we are going to send to all of our sponsors this year. So please make sure that address is correct. If it's not, then I'm really sorry, because you're going to miss out on all those goodies, and hopefully you can get them if they're not correct, but just keep that correct so that any mailings that we're going to give to you, we can send to you. You want to make sure that for number 6, you have traditional Sfsp checked, because that's what we're doing. Regardless if you're doing the extended summer food service program or traditional summer, you want that done. If you plan to participate in unanticipated school closure, if that does happen in the future, you can mark that. And if that's so, you'd enter yes, and then enter the contact information for the person for an emergency disaster declaration. For the administrator or contact person, please just make sure that those are correct or valid. If you've had some change in staff, we really want to make sure that the email is correct, because that's how we communicate with you. If you haven't been getting our communications, maybe the email is not correct in the application, so please make sure that's updated. Number 8, this information ties into your site calendar. So when you are initiating your application or it's rolling over, these dates here are going to be blank, and that's okay. When you save this page, it's going to show that you have an error for number 9 because the dates are all going to have 0 here. There's not going to be numbers in here, and that's okay. That just means you need to go fill out your site pages and fill out the site calendar. Once that's done and you resave this page, those errors will go away. The sponsor type should roll over from the previous year. Please make sure that that is correct. If you're a school of any sort, you want to make sure that you pick one public or nonprofit private school food authority. That is what you pick. If you're not a school, then you would select appropriately based on what the other options are for number 10. You want to make sure that if you have stuff entered in the boxes for number 11, that you just let it roll over because that is fine. You don't have to update that every year. Number 13, you want to make sure if that was in there from last year as well, you leave that there as long as it's been approved, and that you will follow your procedures as far as if there was an issue at a site, what are you going to do as your next steps? And then you always want to make sure that you enter the information that if there was an issue that you would close the site down for health and safety reasons for the children. And always in most of our pages, you can always use the show help feature in the upper right-hand corner. Now, if I select on that, then it's going to tell me how to answer these questions. So if you ever need additional information, please feel free to use that show help button as you go through each page. You can also see that's where my save button is if I want to save this page, and my review comments to you as well, or to you to me. If you are requesting in advance, you'd select that there for the months of June, July, and August. And then if you have income to your program, such as a la carte sales or adult meals, then you'd enter that information there. If you had any unused reimbursement or excess funds from the previous year, you need to let us know. And then what is your plan to use those? Once you're done with this, you're going to save this page before you move on to the next page. Something I'm not sure if you're familiar with, but if you were to scroll all the way down, we have this nice feature called related pages. So all the pages in this area, in that sponsor site information area, are going to be listed down here. So instead of going back to that view edit page, I can just click on whatever page I want to go to next, and then it's going to be there. So you can see here that I've already had a few sites listed in here, and it will tell you if something's happened. So what's really nice is you can see the recent activity right here, that I recently added this site. So that's really helpful to you as you're going through and adding numerous sites if you have quite a bit of sites, or if you're inactivating a site, that kind of a thing. I'm going to click add site button because I want to add an extra site and type in some information. Now, when you do this, please be sure to be patient. This does take a few minutes to load. As you can see, how do I delete them? You do not have the ability to delete those sites. So you just have to inactivate them and save that page again. And my internet is unstable, of course.
So Sarah, it's Erica. I'm sorry. Could you just go back over and repeat the last thing? Because you were frozen and we couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry. Thank you. So I was just referring to, if you're going to add a site, to please just press the button once, because if you don't, then it's going to add a ton of the same sites on your site listing page, and then they automatically default to being active. So then you're going to get global errors about that. So the only way to fix that would be to inactivate the site and resave the site listing page, because you don't have the ability to delete. So just hit the add site button once and give it a few moments to populate. So here's our new site. We can see that it was added, and we know that it was new right here. And I'm going to add a site name, and I'm going to say spring is here, so we know. And I love exclamation points, so I'm going to add that in there. So I'm going to scroll down here just a little bit. A lot of us have always been, when we're filling these applications out, go line by line, filling these out. You can see that this is grayed out right here, and that's because we don't want you to type in the address line 1, 2, city, state, and zip. That's because you need to make sure that you're entering your address here in the search box, this white search box right here. And you want to make sure that once you're typing, you select the proper site location. I'm going to select this one because that's our work address, and it automatically defaults to this location. Now, this is exactly my work address building, but I'm going to change it up, and I want it to be in the library area right here. So I'm going to just click right here, my mouse, and then my red star moved, because I think it'd be really nice to collaborate with the local library to have a summer food service site. So I'm going to have that there. And I noticed that I never did this by selecting it. Oh, it did, but that's weird. Usually it populates. Anywho, we're just going to bypass that. Oh, there, that's why I haven't set my location. So once I hit the set location button, poof, look, we can see that my address all populated right here. I can see that these numbers are different. I changed my point of service location, and that is just fine. You can totally change your point of service location, and all I have to do is make sure that this box is not checked, because this box should only be checked if your point of service location is the same as the address location of the site. If you did not move your red star after you set your location, or once you found your site, then you would want to make sure that this box here, 3G, is selected. If you were to save this page and get an error that says this site is within a quarter mile of another site, you just need to enter in information. camp children. I'm just going to say MDE because that's my office building. You would just need to tell us that they're not the same children. You have different programming going on because we just want to make sure that we don't have duplicate sites at a specific location. For 4, you want to make sure that you complete it correctly by entering your school district code, what county it's in. This is in Ingham County, so I'd want to make sure that I'm selecting the correct county, and that's important based on rural and non-rural data that we use. You're going to want to make sure to say if it's a mobile route or not. And just remember, all of this information rolls over every year. So you only have to do this if you're adding new sites or updating your site. So we did add a new question this year, 4G. Is this a bus route? We know that buses were really popular to deliver meals last year, and you're still allowed to do that. So if it is a bus route, please make sure that you answer that correctly. If you have bus in the title of your site, we're most likely going to assume that it is a bus route. So the answer should be yes there. You want to make sure that you have all the necessary staff and facilities to operate your program. And then you're going to want to select your site type. So let's have a quick review of this. Open area eligible site means that this is an open site to the community or the public. This will be on that Meetup and Eat Up site locator map. The information that you provide in this site page will populate that map. If you are closed enrolled, then you would be collecting, typically that might be a campsite or an RCCI right now, collecting applications. You might be a residential camp or a non-residential camp operating this summer, hopefully. If you're a migrant site, then you'd select that. Currently, I think a lot of us are open restricted, and that's how you were instructed to complete the site pages if you had virtual and multiple meal distribution, hybrid going on. And so you'd select that, because when you do that, that's not going to be on that Meetup and Eat Up map. So if you are an open site, please make sure that you select the proper site type. So site eligibility, that's what we kind of reviewed in the beginning of this PowerPoint. We talked about if you were using school data, you need to make sure that you fill this out properly by putting in the school building code. If you're using census, you're using that map data from the area eligibility map or the capacity builder. If you're closed enrolled and collecting household applications, or if you're a migrant site, you're using certificates of eligibility. Now, that's not to say that if you're not in an eligible area by either using school data or census data that you can't participate. You can participate, but that means that you would select that COVID-19 eligibility if you don't qualify using school or census data. So here I'm going to select school data, and I'm going to enter in that building code that we saw earlier. And this is the Burt School, and then you'd enter in the distance to whatever it is. And when I save this page, you'll see it populate. Who prepares the meals? Please make sure that you're selecting the proper one. If you have a contract with a food service management company or a vended meal company, that you're selecting the proper one. That would probably be 2 through 6. You're only selecting 7 if you have a contract with a university. Typically that would be for our, oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind here. Our campuses that have college courses with the students. I'm so sorry. It's my brain fart today. I apologize. And then if your sponsor self-prep for number 1, you'd select that. And that's really important. Good golly. It feels like a Monday, doesn't it? You're going to select if it's an indoor site or not. If it's an outdoor site and you have options available to have a location due to inclement weather, you're going to list that here in the rest of 9. 10 and 11, we're going to come right back to in just a minute because that's regarding the site calendar. And actually, yeah, we'll come back to that. So 13 here is where you are going to list your activities. If you don't have activities, you list none. Now, if you are in extended Sfsp, we instructed you to enter in the meals that you're serving and the times that you're serving to your in-person students, and we still want you to continue that for 13. It should roll over from your 2020. For 14A is where you're going to list your meal service times, your start and end, your cap, if you're doing offer versus serve. And remember that offer versus serve is only allowed if you're doing congregate meals or in-person feeding. It is not allowed for multiple meal distribution. You have to serve unitized meals for multiple meal distribution. When you're doing multiple meal distribution, your meal time should be the same for those meals that you're serving. So if you serve breakfast and lunch, you can have the same meal service time for breakfast line and lunch line. That is totally allowable in that area. And for B, if you're doing multiple meal distribution, you select yes, and then list the days only that I'm serving those multiple meals, right? I'm going to serve Monday and Thursday. Please make sure that you spell it correctly, because we actually use this to help populate that Meetup and Eatup site locator map. So that's really important. Please don't add additional information in there. If you need to communicate us with something, you can use those review comments or send us an email, but we want just the days that you're distributing those meals in 14C. It's really important. If you're currently running any other child nutrition program during the same time, you're going to list those here. If you're in a school building, please make sure you put the school building code right there if it's in a school building, and then it will check it as we save. Number 18, you're going to select what type of meal counting system you're using. You might have this roll over. Please select the correct one. Any of these are correct as far as what you're using. Typically use the daily meal count form, or if you're using the multiple meal distribution model, you're going to use the multiple meal distribution form. You are allowed to use your own POS system, the Meetup and Eatup app, or if you have a closed enrolled site or a campsite, a lot of times you'll use that class list or a roster. You always want to make sure you certify the information is correct, and you always want to save the page before we go away so that nothing that you have there has gone away. Now, once this is saved, I'm going to show the site calendar real quick. Hopefully. Or not. Are there any questions or anything that need to be answered over talk instead of chat real quick?
Yeah, Sarah, Kelly had a question about eligibility. If you could go over that one more time. I'm not sure what she was referring to. Kelly, if maybe you could unmute yourself or put in the chat. I'm not sure which section in the application that you wanted to discuss about the eligibility. There was a question on the waivers. They are extended until September 30th, but again, we're asking you to only put in your calendar dates through the end of the summer or when your school date starts. Please don't put it in for September, because we are waiting for more guidance from MDE to be able to tell us what's going to happen after September 30th.
We're waiting from guidance from USDA, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, USDA.
Was it Kelly Bolton?
Yes.
Okay. I just asked her to unmute.
Okay.
If you can unmute yourself now, Kelly. I think you can speak now if you want, because there's a mute function. Okay.
Okay.
So once this page saved, we can see that when I scroll back down to 7 site eligibility, I selected that school data because I know that my school is eligible or I want it to qualify using school data. So I entered in my school building code. It's that 5-digit building code that you can find in either EEM, which the instructions list here, or on that breakfast and lunch info by school district document that's in this PowerPoint that you should have available to you in the chat. And then we enter the building name and distance. And you can see here that this site qualifies based on the free and reduced percentage. We know that this qualifies, and then it's going to provide you with an expiration date, because remember that school data or census data is good for 5 years. So if a site qualifies with school data, you'd enter that information here with 7ABC. If it qualifies with census data, you're going to use that area eligibility map or the capacity builder through USDA. Take a screenshot of it if it's in red or pink to show that your site is eligible, and make sure that you have like today's date on there. And then you're going to upload that in census or other qualifying data in the attachment section. if you are not eligible using school data or census map data, then you can select COVID-19 eligibility. You can still participate because that's what the waivers do allow you to do through the USDA. So, but if we do qualify, we want to make sure that we're capturing that data because we do have to report this information to the USDA. So I hope that clarified that. If not, type in your question with a little more detail if you can.
Sarah, I think the question had more to do with being open and open restricted, which you and I talked about before. So we'll cover that after in the Q&A.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's good.
So when we need to update our site calendar, we select the SFSP site calendar button, and it always defaults to May because in our program, the year is kind of May through April. So you can see here the selection based on whatever month you need to add. So you need to make sure that you go through each day and select what meals you're serving. I know this can be time consuming, I'm sorry, but this is a way to capture it. And this is really important. So if you're doing multiple meal distribution, you want to select all the days that you're providing meals for, not just the days that you're distributing those multiple meals. And this is really important because this is what helps drives the claim. So if you only select 2 days of service in here, and then you go in to enter your claim, you're going to get a big error. So just make sure that you select the days properly. Once you update each calendar, you always want to make sure you hit save before you go on to the next one, because that's really important. If not, you're going to have to redo all that information. I'm sorry, because that can be frustrating if you forget to hit that save button. And again, it is working. We can see that. If you're not serving in any of these summer months, such as June, July, August, or September, you do need to make sure you check those check boxes. That's really important because that's your double check, because again, when traditional summer food service starts, you can't retroactively add dates back into that site calendar. Through the extended summer food service program, that's a little different. We've been lenient, but once you're in like the traditional summer, you need to make sure that you're making those amendments prior to those changes. When we did this saved page, you can see the information's been saved, yay. Once I've updated all of the site calendars through the summer, remember, you're not going past whenever your school starts or whenever you end. We shouldn't see any dates in September other than up to serving through like Labor Day, if you're choosing to do that. This is a really nice feature right here next to site name. If you just check this underline, this will link back to that site page, because anytime you update a site calendar, you have to go back to that site page and resave the page. So all that information will be populated on the site page. And it says right here, SFSP site calendar has been updated. Please resave the page. It tells you what to do. So say we resave the page, blah, 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 blah. We do have this feature. It's called the site information download. And this was created to help you kind of organize your sites for a letter to the health department or the media release, which are not required this year. We waived that due to like everything going on with the applications and COVID-19. So you're not required to do that, but you can always upload those documents. If you do, you can always export to an Excel file or the screen. And when you do that, it's going to show you your sites, if it's active or inactive. So sometimes we have some sites with the same name or just one thing is different. And then it's going to show you your meal service times and what meals you're serving. So this can be a helpful tool. It's not required to be used, but it is out there for you to use. And that's the SFSP site information download. Your certification statement is here. You want to make sure that you're reviewing this because you're attesting to following these rules through the summer of 2021. You're going to agree and save. And then the mine security agreement. Keep in mind during the mine security agreement, these are the people that are eligible or can submit a claim for you for the summer food service program. So if you have multiple people doing this, like in CCFP or SNP or any other program, just because they're on those pages doesn't mean that they can submit your SFSP claim. So whoever the 2 people are here are the people that can actually like certify and submit your SFSP claim. And if you ever need to change that, you would just go in here, enter their MEAS account number, save the page, and then it would be good to go. You can see I don't have a save button here because I don't have that ability for my level in Megsplus. So after we do that sponsor and site information, we're going to go down to program forms and fill that out. But before we do that, I just wanted to point out we do have some program resources here for you, and that can be helpful. If you're a non-school sponsor, you're required to upload your procurement procedure information, and that's specifying what type of procurement you're using. If you're using the micro purchase method, that's used for purchases less than $10,000. If you're using the small purchase method, also known as 3 bids and a buy, or if you are using the formal purchase method, such as an IFP or an IFB, an RFP or an IFB, excuse me, and you make sure this is filled out and then upload it into the Sfsp application. We also have the income eligibility guidelines if you need those for the free family meals, like the free and reduced applications if you're a camp. We have sample letters to the county health department or the media release if you're going to continue to do that. But again, remember that was waived. The application will not ask you for those this year. And then we also have the health department directory. And then if you need help with the census map and how to determine site eligibility, those links are all here for you to use at your leisure. So we're going to go to program forms, and if you're eligible for commodities, this page has logic in there. So you just select yes or no and then certify and save. It's that simple. Meal pattern exceptions, make sure that you're reviewing this page. As an FYI, if you are doing multiple meal distribution and there's no one really doing meals on site, then number 1 should not be checked, because this is giving them the option to take a fruit, a vegetable, or a grain to consume later. This would be only if you're doing congregate feeding would you need to select one right now. You do have the option to to participate and use the National School Lunch or School Breakfast meal pattern. You can do that, but we encourage you not to tell us that you're going to do that. If you do that, then we have to hold you to all the vegetable subgroups, all the calorie levels, and so forth. So you can still follow that, but just don't check that box saying that you're doing that. Camps are allowed to do family style meal service. That wasn't really done last year, and I'm not really sure that they're going to be doing that this year, but camps have that ability to do that. If you are doing congregate feeding and you're doing offer versus serve, and your district or sponsor is run by a food service management company, or you have a contract with a food service management company, number 4 needs to be checked, because you would have to have unitized meals. This gives you that ability to do that offer versus serve. Now remember, offer versus serve is not allowed with multiple meal distribution, just as a friendly reminder. If you're using non-fat dry milk, you do have to request that exception prior to use, and that only is in extreme circumstances that would be allowed. And then if you have any religious meal requirements or modifications, you ask for those there. Forms that the organization will be using, keep in mind for any type of monitoring, you are required to use MDE's forms. And that's going to be the case again this summer. So we have a waiver for the first week visit form. So sponsors are not required to complete a first week visit form. If for some reason you are this year, we will contact you and let you know that well in advance of starting your traditional summer food service program. Remember that in an extended summer food service program, sponsors were still required to do monitoring. So if you add on new sites currently in your applications, you're required to do monitoring within the first 4 weeks of operation for those sites. And that will be the case for traditional summer food service program. If once school stops and you start like traditional summer and not doing extended, you need to make sure that you're following the proper monitoring requirements, the pre-operational site visit for any new site, and the monitor site review and racial ethnic data form. And we do talk about that during training as well. So if you have any questions, let us know. You have to let us know if you're using our MDE meal comp form. If not, you have to get approval to use your own or modified. Same thing with the household applications for free meals. Now, if you're not collecting these, you just click NA because you're an open site and you're not using the forms for camps or closed enrolled. The Sfsp procurement page, this is fun. This is for all sponsors, regardless if you're a non-school sponsor or a school sponsor. For number 1, you're going to answer the question if you are operated or have a contract with a food service management company, yes or no, and then list that company if it's a yes. The same thing for number 2, if you have a contract or receive meals from a vendor or caterer, then you'd select yes, and then list those people there or those companies there. If you're a non-school sponsor, you're only going to have to answer number 3 because that's how this logic works. If you're a school sponsor, you need to answer 4, 5, and 6 based on non-food purchases, food purchases, or contract services. And you would either select over or under and then certify and save the page. Your pre-award compliance page should roll over from the previous year, and this should accurately depict your racial and ethnic identity for your district or your sites, and you don't have to update it if this is still current. 2, 3, and 4 should just be answered as necessary if you do have any prerequisite requirements for the admission to your programming that you have on site or as a sponsor, and if you receive assistance from federal agencies or have any civil rights issues going on, you need to let us know that there. Staff training, numbers 1 and 2 are gonna fall off every year, so this has to be updated. Now, if you're participating in extended summer food service program, most of your staff have already been trained, so you'd enter the person who did the training for admin staff, and then the date you did that, as well as the person who did the training for your site personnel and the date you did that. Now, if you have new staff that's coming on for the summer or just currently, you wanna make sure that they are trained up to their specific job duties, and everyone has to have civil rights training. Now this year, we have no in-person training. All of ours were canceled last year, but the first one. So you are required to complete that Michigan 100 planning and administering the Sfsp training if you have new staff or if you're a new sponsor or if you had not attended training prior to 2019. So you'd have to do that. And again, remember that all sponsors, regardless if you're new or not, or if you're only doing extended summer food service program or traditional summer food service program, you're required to take that Michigan waiver training or that, Michigan waiver training, Michigan 141A, and upload that completion certificate in the miscellaneous attachments. So before your application can be approved, those have to be done so that we know that you've been trained and you're all up to date. Staffing information, you're going to tell us who's in charge based on their overall coordination. Please keep in mind that whoever's in charge of the food service aspect cannot be the same monitor as well. You can't monitor yourself. So you want to make sure that the people listed in numbers 2 and 3 are different. And you want to make sure the numbers that you have for 3 and 4 kind of coincide. So how many people who are conducting the reviews and the number of monitors you have should be the same. So if I have 3 people listed for number 3, then I should have the number 3 in number 4. So hopefully that makes sense because that's how many people you are having doing the reviews of your program. Other pages you might see in your application are going to be a 1-week sample menu. Please make sure if you are required to fill that out that you include portion sizes as well as the food items that are being provided for that meal, and you'll want to make sure that you fill out the meals that you are planning to serve. So if you're doing breakfast, lunch, snack, and supper based on your calendars, then you want to make sure that in that sample menu you have breakfast, lunch, snack, and supper as well. If you're a brand new school or you're a brand new, or if you're a non-school sponsor, you're required to fill out the budget page. So you'd want to make sure that you're doing that based on the estimated numbers that you have from the previous year because that's a requirement of the program to have that there, as well as the indirect cost rate that you would have in that budget page of the application. And I think that's it for the application. So what questions do we have?
Okay, some of the questions we had, can you go over the health department letter again, Sarah?
So no one is required to have a health department letter to the health department this year. If you want to, you should be in good contact with them. If you want to send them a letter, you can. We have the directory under the program resources in the Megsplus application, but no one is required to complete the letter to the county health department this year.
Thank you. One of the questions we had was weekend and holidays, are they eligible days for pickup? And yes, they are eligible. You just have to make sure that it's reflected in your application correctly. There is some confusion about the calendar dates and when you should be selecting for the 2021 application. May 1st actually starts the calendar dates for the new application. So you do need to get that completed. So that is in the 2021 Megsplus application, and that application is due by May 21st. People were asking what if school starts in August? So we are just asking you to do your application through your summer feeding up until school starts. We are hoping to get more guidance from USDA sometime in April. So when we have that, you can always amend your application, but we don't want you to put in dates through September and then have to go in and take them out. The applications, when you do submit them, the trainings are not out yet. So we are hoping by April 1st, and we will send an update as soon as they're available. Everyone will be required to take that Michigan waiver training. So if you have submitted your application or you're going to submit your application, your analysts will be reviewing it and they'll have it ready and they will send it back for modifications when, so you're able to upload your completed certificate, your certificate of completion for the training. So your application will be sent back to put that in. Another thing I did want to bring up is we will be doing more county-wide meetings again. Everyone seemed to really like those. So they will be starting between April, the end of April, and they'll be concluded by May 21st. So you will be having a county-wide meeting with your analysts so that we can also go over any additional summer feeding questions or anything like that. Erica, were there any more questions that you're seeing in the chat? The Michigan 100 training, it is required, if you haven't had training in the last 3 years, it is required. Everyone will be required to take the Michigan waiver training, the 141A.
So I do have one thing, Sam. Can you just go back over and let people know that this is not recorded, but they can join the office hours if they have additional questions?
Oh, yes. Yep. So we are going to have, we do have some more webinar dates. It is going to be the same webinar. So if you wanted to attend again, you're more than welcome to come. Our next one will be March 30th from 2 until 3. And then we'll have 2 more after that. We will have office hours starting on Thursday, starting April 22nd. It will be every Thursday from 2 until 3 p.m. So if you have any questions related to your summer food service application or any summer feeding questions, feel free to attend our office hours. We will be there. We would love for you to show up. We'll be there no matter what. So please make sure that you know that on Thursday, starting April 22nd, we will be available. Another question, Sarah, was we had just talked about this right before the training. And so there is some confusion about will your sites be open or open restricted? So in the summer, of course, you want to keep your application as up to date as possible because that is reflected on the map. And so if there's questions around, like if you have a summer camp and also multiple meal distribution at the same site, that would be an open site. And in number 13 is where you would put the information about your summer or camp. And then in number 14 is where you would put your information for your multiple meal distribution. If you're just going to have a school or camp, then you would leave that as an open restricted site. Do you have anything to add, Sarah, to that one?
I think that's right. You can always amend your application to after your school year ends and you're doing maybe something different at that specific location. Don't forget, you can always amend the application once it's been approved. Mackenzie, if you'd be so helpful as to paste the slides in the chat again, that would be really helpful. I know you did this morning, or not this morning, at the beginning of the presentation. We do have some people asking for that, so thank you. And we do have a few, how do we attend the office hours? Is there a number or link? We have sent that out twice now, I think, in the S&P news. If you need that again, please send an email to the MDE Sfsp email and we can happily send you those links. And again, that's for everyone. It's the same link every week. So if you come the first week and you feel like you're great and then you're like, oh no, I have questions again, please feel free to join. That's fine. It'd be the same link every week that we have going on. Pamela asks, is there a requirement to have an activity at any site? No, there's not. We really encourage you to try to do that, but we understand that with everything that has gone on over the past year, that might not be feasible. It's always great to work with community organizations to try to do programming, or, you know, there's always high school students looking for some volunteer hours if they're in the National Honor Society or just in general. They might be able to help do some programming with you or some activities if you're going to have congregate on-site feeding. So I would consider that. Also, we have a ton of libraries that are very interested in partnering with school districts or sponsors that they can do some maybe grab and go activities, those types of things. So I really encourage you to do some outreach in your community with your local libraries as well, because they're a really nice resource to have, and people still want to be involved that way as well.
Okay, are there any more questions out there?
Am I on mute? Can we go over again that about training? If they've taken the Michigan 100 training, they don't have to take it again for 2 years? I mean, I'm sorry. You know what I meant.
Yeah. So
I'm typing too much.
if you took the Michigan 100 training last year, say when you filled out your application and did all that, you're not required to take the Michigan 100 training again this year. We encourage you to every year, right? But you're not required to. Your application can be approved with the date from last year. Everyone, regardless if you're new or returning, or you're only doing 1 day in May, you are required to complete the Michigan Waiver training, which is the Michigan 141A. We're sorry that those are not available yet, but we will make a big announcement once they're available via email, S&P News, town halls. It will be on the website so that you can just take that real quick and then upload that completion certificate into the miscellaneous attachments of the application. We're hoping that it will be available by next week, but I can't give any guarantees. And so I apologize for that, but we are working very diligently, and so is the Brighton training group that we're working with to get this done. A lot of states are doing online training now, so we're not the only ones that they're working with. So just please be patient. I really appreciate all of you trying to get your application done soon before the due date. That's wonderful. And we really appreciate all the efforts that you've been doing this past year feeding Michigan's children, because we know you're making a difference, and we really want you to consider to continue serving during the summer if you haven't before, because those kids need those meals and the great work that you're doing. It looks like we have a couple more.
So there's still some confusion about the May, June, July, and August dates. So those would be located in your 2021 Megsplus application. So that is the new application that you would be completing. That's where it would be located. And then someone asked about the retraining. Again, if it's encouraged if you want to take it every year, but you are not required. And if you have new staff, it's good for them to take it as well. But the training that is required is going to be the Michigan 141A, which is the Michigan waiver training. And that's going to be a short training, probably about 15-20 minutes on just all the waiver extensions.
And again, we don't want you to add in dates for next school year yet, because we don't know what that looks like. We are waiting for guidance on the USDA. So please don't add in dates for next school year, because we cannot approve your application if you put those in the site calendar. Beth, you said that your application will only let you select 2 meals. You can only serve 2 meals per day in the summer food service program. And typically that is breakfast and lunch. It could be breakfast and dinner, but you're not reimbursed for lunch and supper either. So you can always serve breakfast, lunch, and snack, but your reimbursement is only going to be for 2 meals, not 3. You can serve, say, breakfast and lunch Monday through Friday, and then you could do a snack and a supper through Sfsp on Saturday and Sunday. That's fine, but you're only reimbursed up to 2 meals per day. You can't do the breakfast, lunch, and snack on a daily basis for reimbursement. Hopefully that helps there.
Okay, do we have any additional questions? Great questions today. I think that's it. And do we have another question?
Sorry, one more. So the clarification, May and June will need to go on the 2021 application, as well as July, August, and possibly September. They all go on the 2021 application.
Yes, because your 2020 application expires technically on April 30th of this year. Pamela, did you have a question? I saw you came on video.
I
Okay.
thought you were done. I was just going to say thank you. This has been very helpful.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. So we have 2:59. So we want to finish on time. We wanted to thank you for attending today. We definitely appreciate. We had up to 95 people on, so that was great. Please make sure that you attend our office hours. We'll be waiting there starting April 22nd for you. And we appreciate all that you're doing out there, and have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.